Hello, everyone. Coming up here on the Pro Wrestling Show. What Pro Wrestling Show we have for you? Coming up, the sit-down meeting between Roman Reigns and CM Punk. What went down tonight between Roman Reigns and CM Punk? Paul Heyman in the middle of it. Will Heyman have his own influence on this? And what will Paul Heyman have to say? Doing a favor for his wise and his tribal chief, Roman Reigns. We'll talk about it coming up here on the Pro Wrestling Show. Also, too, Cody Rhodes is in action. The WWE Champion is in action against Carmelo Hayes. Cody and Carmelo. Man, we know Cody and Rhodes looking to get some payback after Carmelo Hayes said some crazy stuff to him. Out of pocket stuff like Carmelo like to say, we'll get to that. Also, too, which one of these three lovely ladies, Mick Shin, Piper Niven, and Last Legend, who gets a shot at to be next in line to advance to the U.S. Championship match? We get to it coming up as well. And speaking of Survivor Series War Games implications as well for Jey Uso, the original Bloodline, and Jacob Fatu. Which one of these two men will give their team the Survivor Series advantage? We get everything started. Let's get the Pro Wrestling Show started right now. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this edition of the Pro Wrestling Show. I'm your host, as always, Kendra Dix. Join us in the conversation using the hashtag Pro Wrestling Show here on Connect. Don't forget to subscribe. Subscribe is caring. Tell a friend. Call a friend, hit that subscribe button so you won't miss a thing here on the Pro Wrestling Show. Man, oh man, what a Pro Wrestling Show we got for you. We'll talk about a little bit later on in the show about Jey and Jacob Fatu competing in War Games in the Advantage match. We'll talk about that coming up. But we get things started right here on the Pro Wrestling Show. Well, a lot going on. We get things started with the women's division. We know that the women's division, if we can show the women's division coming up right quick. Right here, we can show you right here. These 10 women will compete in Survivor Series in that women's War Games match. I think that'll be the first match of the night. War Games for the women. We see Liv Morgan, the women's world champion, Nia Jackson, women's champion, Tiffany Stratton, the Miss Money in the Bank, well, along with Raquel Rodriguez and Candice LeRae, Triple H's favorite, against that opposition, Team Bianca, Team Rhea, I meant to say Rhea Ripley, Women's Tag Team Champion, Bianca Belair, Triple H's favorite, Io Sky, Bayley, who just joined in, and Naomi. These women will compete tomorrow night at Survivor Series in that huge women's War Games match. Look forward to seeing that. But these women want to tear each other down and tear each other apart. And they did so by doing that. Let the pigeons let loose. And we saw that tonight. The pigeons have let loose tonight. These women want to get their hands on each other, and they ain't got to wait too long. Within a mere 12 hours away, 24 hours away, they can do so. And I think that's what's going to be the case for them doing what they're going to have to do. But like I said, they're just giving you a preview of what's going to happen at Survivor Series coming up. So we hopefully will get something coming down the road, in the pipeline down the road. Well, we kick things off on SmackDown with this. Former United States champions Andrade versus Shinsuke Nakamura. Shinsuke Nakamura debuted with a new, darker, sinister style and targeted U.S. champion LA Knight. Shinsuke Nakamura looking to send a message to LA Knight, and he will do so this week. LA Knight will have to have his hands full when he goes against Shinsuke. After Andrade thought he had Shinsuke where he wanted, Andrade didn't know that Shinsuke has come back and has the wrestle match this past April. And I tell you this about Shinsuke Nakamura. Nakamura looking to be more vicious than ever. I can see Nakamura going against a whole bunch of people, and Nakamura putting a lot of people on notice and stuff. I mean, a lot of people on notice. And Shinsuke Nakamura looking to do so tomorrow night Survivor Series. When he goes against LA Knight, that's going to be a match I'm looking forward to seeing. LA Knight's going to be really be tested some way, somehow in his match. Shinsuke Nakamura with a new vicious look, or here this moon look. Shinsuke Nakamura doing so when he needs to do, and I think Nakamura thinking that way and have that sinister look and have that sinister style. Nakamura even sprayed that mist over LA Knight, covering LA Knight. LA Knight was blinded by that mist. Shinsuke Nakamura picking up things like his mentor, the great Muda, and did so what Muda did. And I think Shinsuke Nakamura will use that to his advantage. We can see that being that way for Nakamura. Nakamura could be walking out as the new United States champion. That could be a possibility in our way if we see that coming up. Nakamura winning. Also, too, we told you this that Kevin Owens. Well, we'll get to see him pull a little bit later on what he had to say tonight. Kevin Owens explaining the story real well. KO explaining that Cody Rhodes is just a pretender, a fake, and a phony, and saying that Cody Rhodes is just doing all he can do to do what he needs to do. And I kind of believe KO. And I kind of think KO's making sense on matter a lot of stuff. Kevin Owens making sense that Cody Rhodes doesn't look at what Roman Reigns did and claim the blame that it was all Roman's fault that they're into this predicament. Kevin Owens saying that and putting that theory to fruition. I think Kevin Owens got a point. That's why I think with KO, he has a really good point on what he has to do. I think that's what KO has to do. Well, Cody Rhodes was in action, and Cody Rhodes was in action against Carmelo Hayes. We know that Kevin Owens and Cody Rhodes will meet at Saturday night's main event. We'll have that Saturday night's main event predict the outcome. Well, we'll have a review of it on Saturday night's main event review. But Cody Rhodes went against Carmelo Hayes. Cody Rhodes doing work to Carmelo Hayes and doing that to Carmelo Hayes. Carmelo Hayes tried to shut up Cody. Cody wasn't having that. Cody Rhodes being the face of WWE as its champion. Cody Rhodes doing so tonight. And Cody Rhodes proving to a shadow of a doubt that he is the face of WWE. No question about it. I think Cody Rhodes is going to really have to prove that coming up. Cody Rhodes looking forward to his match. I think Cody Rhodes might get a run with Nakamura down the road. We'll see with Cody and stuff. But Kevin Owens looking to prove a point to Cody, sending that message that he's going to do what he needs to do in order to do what he got to do. But Kevin Owens really, really pressing that matter home that he's the one that's going to send Cody Rhodes and defeat Cody for the WWE Championship at Saturday Night Main Event coming up. So Cody Rhodes had a night for night, but he defended his championship. He didn't defend his championship, but he will defend the championship against Kevin Owens at Saturday night's main event. So looking forward to seeing that coming as well. So we'll see that coming as well. Damn. Shit. But we'll see how that's going to come out. Well, we get to this face-to-face meeting between CM Punk and Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns looked a little puzzled last week that he didn't want CM Punk in the match. But Roman wanted Paul Heyman, his wise man, to answer to him to say why did he brought CM Punk into this mix. CM Punk explained himself like him and Roman don't like each other. But if you look back at the history, Roman Reigns was part of CM Punk's history. As the Shield, Roman thought CM Punk was just that, dead weight. But CM Punk and Roman Reigns, that's what went down. Paul Heyman said he needed a favor, and CM Punk was going to give him that favor to return. I think that's what we was talking about, that favor. And both men were talking And both were mostly, along with Brock Lesnar, one of Heyman's famous clients. Heyman using that as influence and stuff, and Heyman saying that Solo's power is gaining stronger. The only way to defeat him is use the only two wise men that could defeat Solo and put Solo down. And that's why Heyman had used this. But we don't know about Paul Heyman. Heyman could do something real malicious, real, stunning to their effect. But things could go right and things could go wrong depending on the situation coming up at Survivor Series. So that's going to be a matter that's going to be addressed. But like I said, we will see. And don't forget, tomorrow is Survivor Series. Don't forget, tomorrow afternoon, you have your Survivor Series with me. And we will do Survivor Series, predict the outcome, match previews, and predictions to see who's going to leave Survivor Series with these important matches that are critical, as Roman had pointed out tonight. That is critical in Survivor Series. That's going to happen. So, looking forward to seeing that at Survivor Series coming up between Roman Reigns and what's his name, Roman Reigns and CM Punk. I meant to say. We tell you this: Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa having friction amongst each other. These two men trying to stay the course, but you can tell and you know that the friction is coming ahead. We know that Tommaso Ciampa feels frustrated, trying to tell John Gargano have some balls and step up and try to take down DIY. I think Gargano is going to eventually do it. This is going to lead to a heel tag team for them to take down most of the machine gun. We haven't seen the machine guns in quite some time and what's going on with them. But you can tell and you can notice that the machine guns are going to be the prime target of DUI and how this rivalry is going to end up forward. You can tell how this is going to go. But machine guns are really going to have to step up and see how they're going to do coming forward. I can tell you that right now with the machine guns and stuff, how that's going to be coming in for that. They're really going to have to put their muscle down the road. I can tell you that right now. Situation. How that's going to go. The machine guns coming forward. I can tell you that right now. Machine guns. How that's going to affect how they're going to go. As you can figure, God looking like they're going to turn, but to get you set, you can tell the turn is coming. Well, we tell you this. We know that a lot going on in the women's tag team division. You see Bailey and Chelsea Green. These women will be advancing in that women's tag team tournament to crown new U.S. women's champions. Well, we know that Mick Shin, Lance Legend, and Piper Niven were in action. These women wanted to take it to another level. Which one of these three women were going to advance to move on to get their shot, be next in line advancing that women's U.S. championship tournament? And lo and behold, it was none other than Mick Shin. Mick Shin won. Mick Shin finally wins. Can Mick Shin be the first U.S. women's champion? We'll see coming up. But Mick Shin paid some dividends and stuff, and that's what Mick Shin did. She did her dividends and stuff. Mick Shin got herself a spot in the women's U.S. tournament spot. So there's a lot going on, going down, and stuff like that. But Mick Shin advances on, and Mick Shin, as you see right here, this is Mick Shin getting herself into the U.S. tournament spot. So Mick Shin step closer of earning a shot. And Mick Shin, we don't know who she will face coming up between Naomi, Alexa Lopez, Tiffany Stratton,
we'll see next week. So we'll see how that's gonna play out eventually and stuff. So who knows what Michigan's gonna do, but you can tell what that's gonna lead to with Michigan and stuff. Well, we told you the main event. The main event of tonight was between Jacob Fatu and Jey Uso. Which one of these two men will earn themselves a match to earn themselves the advantage for their team for Survivor Series between them and the Bloodline? Who needs it the most? For Roman's team or Solo's team? Well, we didn't have to wait and find out that we found out earlier. And we found out, okay, and we did, and none other than Jacob Fatu. Jacob Fatu winning tonight. Jacob Fatu taking care of business. If we can see what Jacob Fatu did, let's see. Let's show you a little bit before we get here. Jacob Fatu taking care of work in the ring and stuff. One day, my Jacob Fatu, he's gonna take care of some work, and Jacob Fatu did so. Jacob Fatu won his first match tonight. General Manager Nick Aldis also pointed out that neither parties, like all the groups and stuff, they can be at ringside. This had to be one on one between Jacob and Jey. Jacob Fatu won his match over Jey tonight. Jey put up a credible effort, but it wasn't enough for Jey. Jacob won for his team, getting them the 2-on-1 advantage coming up for Survivor Series. So hey, we're gonna see there how this is gonna play out. And you can tell right here, Jacob Fatu making Solo proud. Solo, he said, my tribal chief. But that's going. The real question is, what CM Punk's loyalty will stand? Because Hal Heyman even said that if they don't take down Solo and his new bloodline, CM Punk's going to be next on the list for just trying to be aiding in the bidding. So you can tell what's going to happen, how that's going to roll out coming up from Survivor Series. All right, that is the SmackDown Ring Report. Let's move over to Wrestling Hot Topics. On Wrestling Hot Topics, we want to talk about this. We're hearing that rumors that Matt Riddle has joined Impact Wrestling, TNA Wrestling. So Matt Riddle will be joining TNA Wrestling. I mean, I don't know how long Matt Riddle's going to be staying in TNA Wrestling, but I mean, he made great fit and he made great world champion, but I don't know how his reputation is. But we'll see. And Matt Riddle will head off, but he made his debut tonight in the Impact Wrestling, the TNA Wrestling Champions. And then TNA got a shortcoming. They don't want to spend nothing, invest nothing. They should, but they don't. But hey. Speaking of that, Maven, who's been a former WWE superstar and been a YouTube sensation on the wrestling side, receives his championship belt and receives his plaque. So Maven receiving a lot of gifts for his championship, for his achievements in wrestling. So Maven receiving that as well. All right, that's going to do it for the Pro Wrestling Show. Like I said, we'll see you tomorrow for the Survivor Series. Predict the outcome, and then we'll have the Survivor Series reviewing Survivor Series. Did everything come to fruition at Survivor Series that I say on Predict the Outcome? You have to wait and see for Predict the Outcome tomorrow on the Predict the Outcome special. Well, we're going to leave you with Solo Sikoa embracing Jacob Fatu after winning the WarGames Advantage, getting himself and defeating Jey Uso for Jacob Fatu giving themselves the advantage heading towards Survivor Series. I've been your host, Kendrick Dick, saying so long. Thanks for watching the Pro Wrestling Show.